Uh, Welcome to my ownership. 1 year ownership of 2024 Perodua Axia 1.G. It was I will break down a few things why I buy this car, but crucially is another thing I sort of cut you. It's actually quite a beautiful Sunday evening, and anyway, Perodua Axia 2024 1.G. Right, here we go. So the 1.G Perodua Axia. So why I buy this car? I'll break down 3 things. Number 1 is the maintenance. Second, I like smoke, why I like this car. And third is what I'm gonna do about it in the future time. Number 1 is the maintenance. Okay, when you buy a car, you don't want to break your banks. Yes, I can buy. Yes, for my budget, I could go better car. I can go Mini, I can go Saga, I can go Beza, or I can go like I think I'll just cap at my Villa. Okay, but the reason why I buy this car is number 1 is number 1 is maintenance. Just maintenance. Okay, I will tell you why maintenance is matter the most in a car like this. When you buy a car like Perodua Axia, you have to remember that it's gonna be cheaper to own. And if you buy expensive car, then you have to bear the cost of expenses to buy Perodua. I mean, you buy a bigger, better car means you will have to pay more for the maintenance. But this car, no. For 3 years, I own this car, not a single one had a problem. I think some of it is just alignment and of course the sound, the belt sound that comes from this car. But overall, it's not so bad. Overall, it's very well sorted out. The maintenance is good. They are not very bad. They cost 300 each above and below. So I think on the basis of maintenance, the Axia excels very well. Okay, 300 ringgit. And then what's the best thing about 300 ringgit? It gives you 10,000 intervals. 10,000 kilometers intervals for or a 1 year. 1 year or 10,000 km. How amazing is that? The previous Axia that you bought, right, the 5,000 kilometers, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. If there is 10,000 kilometers service interval, I think this car is amazing. Okay, it is. 10,000 kilometers is equivalent to what I call the continental vehicles, to continentals like Euro cars or more expensive established brand. And this car excels and not bad. I think I like it. 10,000 km for a small car outside. Good job, brother. Good job. Second is that maintenance cost, and then is fuel. It's a fuel saving. Oh, I gotta tell you that this car don't drink, not thirsty. It's very cheap to run. Let me tell you what is cheap to you. If you buy a expensive car, you have to psychologically think that you need to pay a lot. Psychologically think that you're gonna have to pay a lot. Okay, if you buy a bigger car, doesn't mean that it's gonna okay. Psychologically or logically, you're gonna pay a lot on your fuel bills, on your maintenance costs, your tires, blah 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 blah. Okay, and this car, okay, I'll tell you why this car is cheap. Fuel is cheap. Buying this car, you save a lot. 1 week, 30 to 50 ringgit. Okay, I mean realistically, on today fuel, let's just say the petrol. I mean the today subsidized fuel, 1 ringgit 99 cents. Fuel bills, it's very fuel efficient. It lasts a week. If you go to highway from Penang to KL in 1 tank, that's it. I'm honestly speaking, 1 liter, 1 tank, 1 freaking tank per fuel, 1 tank per trip, A to B lah, right? Of course, if you go back and maybe here's a refuel, and it's not EV, you know. EV like Perodua E+5, we have to settle with about 200 kilometers. This internally you can go 475 km, which is extra 100 km, maybe 500 km, 500 km or 475. I don't do all the math. I don't feel to the brim all the time. But there are, I'll be honest with you, it's not like E+5. E+5 is really city car driving, but this one is, you can literally go to Balik Kampong with this car, and because of that, I think in present time this is the car to go for. Okay, and 30 ringgit you can last it can last a week. Okay, and so as all the bits. Yeah, it's nothing that goes wrong with this car. Seriously, nothing goes wrong, and I just think that the fuel bills and the maintenance is worthwhile. Is what I call sensible buyer who will love this car. If you are people in the smart investment, you know, if you're doing investment, this is the smartest way to own a car like this. Okay. Now we move on to the second why I like this car, or rather why I buy this car in the first place. Now for so many options out there, I don't own small car. I think the previous one is like Perodua Viva is the best thing ever in the world. But they have issues like stability issues. You know, they look like van basically. It's just the body is like this, like flat, like slap, like a van, and it's so a lot if you drive very fast. When I got this car, right, when I got the Axia, the first thing that immediately noticed is how stable this car is. Okay. They still swerve along if you're in Penang Bridge, like the second bridge. Due to the wind resistance, the car will swerve a lot. But honestly speaking, that the new Axia with a new DNGA chassis have, it's day and night in terms of stability. Handling is still typical small car rolls, but very sharp. I wouldn't say sharp like a sports car, no lah. I would say a car that I think more like if you drive Mini Cooper or Volkswagen. I think more recently I'll drive Volkswagen Polo before. It does feel like that. It is fantastic. Okay. And number three is that number three is that there are 4 trims available at launch that time. G, X, SC, AV, or E. Okay. Now, a person, as I'm you know, if I buy this car, right, I know I like what I call the touch. Push start button is fine. I think everyone loves convenience of push start button. But crank keys is easy to fix. Crank keys. Why not? Because let's say it fails, I can just remove it and I'll just put it back. Yeah. That's how what I call, that's how simple it is. Cranky is better than push start. If the push start button fails, right, you will have to pay a premium price about thousands, maybe 2,000, 4,000. You can write, you can tell me if it's wrong. Correct me if it's wrong. It's about 2,000 to 4,000 ringgit. Okay, and then you have to reprogram the key. If you lost a key, you know, all these things you have to think about it. Okay, when you yeah, that's why it's like I said, if you buy better, bigger car or better car, you have to pay the price of it. You have to know that you can maintain a car. Yeah. Of course, I will argue that you will argue that why not just get AME or SE if you really enjoy it. Yeah. I will say that I think the reason why I get a G is because it's the powertrain itself. Okay, the powertrain of the Perodua Axia came with one type of engine, one type of gearbox, and a tire, a suspension, a steering. They're all the same. The only difference that you buy Axia in 4 or 5 trim is that you get, well, the X you get a push start button, SE you get gain you a DRL, gain you a hugging seat, so and rev counters. With AB you get all the features like ADAS or ASA, lane keeping assist, I don't know what you call it, eco idle, you know, or power mod buttons. Well, would you want a power button? Maybe you want to, but I got a throttle command, so I don't need that. Yeah. So, and then number 3, and then of course number 4 is that it uses a new chassis. I mean, the car that you can afford. I mean, you can think of like the Saga or Beza or Myvi. They use the old chassis, and this one is brand new. It's like fresh out of the box, like the Activa or Alza or Axia have a DNGA. Hell yeah, I will buy that car. I'll buy this car, and that's why I got this. So and it handles well because I drove in the Telok Bahang. It works well. Yeah, it is. So yeah, perfect. And I love it. Yeah. So next is number 3. What is the future update on this car? Okay, I will tell you the present time that I have on this car, the update on this car. Present update. First thing is that currently I have an air filter from Max Racing. It's a drop-in, not a bot. If you really want to take care of engine, a bot is not for you. Okay, I think it's fine with a drop-in is because I want some fruity noise, a bit of baritone sound, but actually they're just noise to make, and it's breathe in more air into the car, and also it's washable, and you can wash it every 10,000 or 20,000 kilometers, which make the air filter a bit more cleaner. And second is that it's also slightly increased more power. I'm not sure, I didn't do that also. On the box it claimed that it will increase like 4 horsepower, but maybe my car is like 71, I think. But in reality it's not 71, so I have to die on this car anyway. And yeah, air filter for Max Racing is a good brand. It's a reputable brand. I suggest you should buy one if you think of it. I think I support local brand. And second of all, another upgrade I get is the new tires. If you notice, the road noise is better. Yeah, I can talk slightly louder, slightly not so loud. It's because I have a Continental CC7 been eyeing a 7 for so long because the experience I have with process CR1 is okay in highway, but they're not very the trackway is not that good. 300, so it feels like a sports car though. It handles well because the tire because Toyota process designed to have fuel saving. It is a fuel saving from the start with that tire, but ultimately in the long run, if you travel a lot, the trackway getting thinner and thinner, so it feels like the trackway start to touch the line in only just 20 to 30,000, 35,000, it's 35,000, 36,000 kilometers, and I was like, wow, that's pretty quick. So I decided to change my tire to Continental 7 at the early of January this year, and I have to say it is excellent. You have no idea how good it is with their tires. Right, that's why I changed to 7. And number 3, well, I have some cosmetic like spoilers, pseudo bucket seat look like it's actually a headrest and shark fin antenna. That's it. Alcohol, yeah. You have to maintain your car all the time. So yeah, these are the 3 things. Well, these are the few things that I tell you about the present upgrade. But now I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about the actual new the future upgrade I'm going to do is I'm going to install. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. I installed a throttle command in this car. So yes, it is a throttle command in this car. Because of drive, I want the car to drive like a cloud. The throttle command works. The future of this is that I'm going to install a strut bar on this car, and then strut bar, and then maybe boost a little bit more power. Oh yeah, soundproof. This year I will do soundproof, and maybe I'll install tower bar if I would lah. But probably I'll put the ultra racing sound strut bar on it. But definitely soundproof has to do it first. The door, I have to do it. The next round will be carpet, but this one, the door cards will have to put soundproof because I will travel a lot this year to KL, to Penang, to KL, Penang. So soundproof definitely needed. So yeah, maybe I will put an open board one day. Who knows? Why not? Right? But that would be a suggestion. But I want to take care of my engine well, so maybe the drop-in air filter will do for now. Okay. So here's conclude on the Perodua Axia ownership that I have for the last 3 years. Last 1 year ownership. It's going to entering the 2nd year, and I hope I will have more updates on this car, and I'll be road tripping this car soon. So yeah, cheers.